Man, oh man, it's your boy Bass, and y'all tuned in to another episode of Ends Podcast. This one, man, we gonna tell the story of why and how the Ends actually get into the fashion industry. And in order to understand this story, you gotta go back into the day when we were still eating in the streets. Like literally, we was caught eating in the streets, and then that's just how we was grinding, man. So, growing up as a kid, man, being the youngest, man, I was always into fashion because I desired to have nicer things. And also due to my circumstances, I had to learn how to make shit work. If you're from the hood, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially if you're one of the youngest, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you might get them hand-me-downs and they might be a little worn, so you gotta wear it a certain type of way. Or you might want to just wear it a certain type of way because you don't want people to realize that, hey, I'm wearing the same shit. I'm wearing the same shit that my brother used to wear. Or it might be something even different, you feel me? Because I went to Osborne, back in the day, I was real big into Air Force Ones. But the one thing about wearing Air Force Ones is everybody got on the same shoes. So it really came down to how you wore the outfit and also how you wore the shoes. Not realizing that I was taking note and I was actually gaining interest in the fashion. So me being me, I'm always trying to make the most out of my current circumstance. I used to, I learned how to sew my own clothes because sometimes I need to patch up them holes that was getting in my clothes. I found out, bleach and all that type of stuff cause holes in your clothes. Yes, I was a very independent kid. Learned how to wash my own clothes, but it's trial and error. But then, I just learned how to kind of put my own clothes together. And at the same time, I always loved being like creative, being an individual. So I really didn't really have a problem with making my own clothes. But at the same time, I used to care about what my peers was gonna say. So I was like, man, it gotta be fly. If I'm gonna wear it, it gotta be fly. But at the same time too, I was like, not like on like no pretty boy fly, but like, I was still into like, like street clothes. You feel me, as what they call in the fashion world, but I just had a Detroit swag about me. You feel me? I was still into like I like to wear the Nike boots, but then I like to wear the jeans, but only certain type of jeans. At one point in time, I was real into cargos, but I want my cargos to look a certain type of way, or a certain type of jeans, certain type of cut. I like the boot cut because I used to wear Timbs and wear the ACGs. You don't want your pants stopping as. Man, if you're from the north, anywhere where it's snow, from Detroit, if you're from Chicago and Minneapolis, anything like that, y'all already know if your pants stop above the boot, the snow gonna get in your boot. You feel me? The snow gonna get in your boot. It was also a fashion statement too. So you used to see some people that slit the side of their Levi's, and Levi's was in, and I was a real big Levi head too at the time. I used to spend a lot of money on Levi's as a young boy. All the money I was getting, I was spending on Levi's, Chucks, and Air Force Ones, and Nike boots. I stopped wearing Timbs because the wheats. But long story short, fashion became an outlet for me as far as creativity, and it was another voice for me. It was a way for me to voice who I was and what I stood for. When you see me, you knew exactly where I was from, or you kind of got to understood, understanding of what I kind of like or what my type of vibe was just due to how I dress. And I was always able to look fly at anything. I'm a handsome guy, but it was also come down to how I used to wear it. So once we was really first getting started with ends and things of that nature, I couldn't afford to go get no diamond chain made that say ends or nothing like that. You feel me? I was getting some money, but I ain't had a bag like that. At that, I was real cheap too. I wasn't about to go blow no money like that or no jewelry, but it was always the fashion. So it was like fashion statement. Your fashion always make a statement, but your fashion was also another canvas. It was a canvas for another voice. Like you'll start seeing, like the I Can't Breathe shirts or Black Lives Matter, anything like that. It's a statement. When somebody see you with that on, they know exactly what you represent. They know exactly what you mean. So it was always having that type of uniform And it was like creating my own type of uniform, like creating my own type of fashion statement. So that even if I didn't, like I didn't even have to say it, you already know what I represent. You already know what I stand for. So it was always about making that statement. Like I always want to make that statement be known. And like I said, we start out with music. Music and fashion go hand in hand. I'm recording a lot of, the homies and stuff like that. And it was just like, dang, bro, we need to get some shirts or something, throw a shirt on me. And then it was just more so, I got to the aspect that I used to like designing it too. I like having my own clothes. I ain't never like really wearing what everybody else wore because I understood what it stands for. You feel me? Like as I started getting older, I realized Nike ain't putting no money into the hood. And at the same time, you feel me? Like some of these brands and some of these like Louis Vuittons and Gucci, right now they just now started getting black models and stuff like that, started doing endorsement deals. But they would never put any brand on nobody that was from the hood. They would never doing nothing like that. And it was like, why would me personally, my whole aspect was, I'm not about to die for no brand that ain't willing to ride for me. Because that was always my mindset. Like, we ride together, we die together. You feel me? Like, if I'm going to go all out to try to go get the money to go get these damn, to go get some brand, like some brand new Pradas or some brand new Gucci's, like, at least let it represent who I am. Like, it makes sense if Gucci man was to wear Gucci. His name is Gucci. But me personally, it was just like, I'm just trying to, be the Joneses or something like that. So I was like, no, I'm me, and I'm aware what stand for me, and there wasn't too many brands that actually stood or represent, that speak what I was trying to speak. A lot of those brands didn't really last that long no more. You feel me? Like Crisscross, I said Crisscross. But like Fubu, Karl Kani, Fat Farm, them were more brands that was like, Fubu was literally said for us, by us, and that was like literally a statement when you wore that. It was a statement. Like, yes, this brand represents me. This brand is for me. This brand was by somebody that looks like me. So I know me as a person, I fit this brand. I fit this clothes. And, just clothes all the way around was just always just a fashion statement. My mama, she was real big on, representation. The way you step outside the house, you don't just represent yourself, you represent everybody that's associated with you. So I always made it a keynote to, when I step out, and how I carry myself was a representation of not just me, but everybody that's associated with me and everybody that's coming behind me. So, if I don't consider myself dressing like no goofball, then I'm going to let everybody know that how I'm dressing. You feel me? You ain't no goofball. I don't feel like no goofball. You ain't going to call me no goofball. I mean, you could call me a goofball, but I know for a fact I ain't no goofball. But long story short, we ain't going to get more into it. Y'all can go check out the catalog for yourself. Man, Ends Fashion. I'm going to drop that link below. Y'all know every podcast we shout it out. If you want to support, that's the loudest way that you can really support. You feel me? Just go ahead and cop that merch. And like really just wearing a brand is like a statement, like, hey, eating in the streets, which means making the most out of your current circumstance. You feel me? And that's what you stand for. If you getting up every day, you hustling, you grinding, you waking up every morning, you waking your kids up, you getting them to school, you getting yourself to work, you getting home, you taking care of the bills, you also take care of that dinner when it needs to be done, and you washing the clothes and getting right back up and making sure it's all done next day. You feel me? Like, you making the most out of your current circumstance, and you still put a smile on your kid's face, so you still smiling, Hey, it's for you. But I ain't gonna talk y'all ear off. Y'all tuned in to another episode of Ends Podcast. This is your boy Baz, and we out. If you wanna go show that free support, go ahead, like and share. If you like the words that I'm spitting, I need for you to go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And if you already subscribed, man, go ahead, man. Help us be the voice of the culture, man. Go cop that Ends merch. You feel me? And wear it loud and proud and let the world know what you stand for. And don't forget, we want to hear you on the next episode. So leave us a message. We the voice of the culture. So share your voice, be heard. Hey, and we're going to catch you on the next, we're going to catch you on the rent time, actually. But it's your boy Bass. This ends podcast, and we out.